Hello everyone, time for a stream. Love watching that video, God, it's good. I went a little bit over 5 minutes because I was just watching the video. Do quite like how the Trx4 drives. For those that watched the intro from the start, those are the jumps I've been talking about. Like when I say that when I put all this Samick stuff on my truck and people say, is it any good? Well, those are the jumps and stuff I do to go and test the truck to show that the Samick parts take some shite. Now, what wind is that's the factory motor, man. Only in the very latest Trx4 video has it got the New Year racing motor, but other than that, you know, all those clips you just seen, the servo has been changed, ESC is the same, motor's the same, gear change servo's the same, locker servos are the same. The receiver was changed, but that's only because the factory won't crapped out on me. But other than that, everything's stock. So stock motor, which is quick enough to throw my heavy truck off a jump. So we've got to remember these trucks aren't made to be jumped. But that was just one of those things, you know, people say, well, Samick stuff take abuse. And so, okay. No high blood pressure today, Hans. We're having a happy fun stream today, and it's all thanks to you, my friend. For those that don't know, contacted Hans. I'll move that out of my way. Thank you. Contacted Hans the other week about some shocks and links from the Bronco so that I can get it sitting down right where I want it. I'm pumped about it. They turned up today. Unfortunately, and I feel terrible, Hans ordered himself the Air Racing titanium link kit for his Bronco. That's not the unfortunate part. The unfortunate part is it's for defenders. Air Racing don't make a Bronco titanium link kit. They only make one for defenders. I don't know why. I will personally ask Air Racing if they plan on releasing a Bronco one, but if you order the Air Racing link kit, it's only going to fit your defenders, so be careful. I said to Hans, mate, do you want me to send these back? Let me know now before I put them on my truck. I'll send them back if you want. He said, oh, hell no. No. I'll sort it out. So I feel terrible. I know it's not my fault, and I don't have to feel terrible, but I do, because now poor Hans has gone and bought these links for his truck, and they're for the Defender version, which, let me know how you go sorting it out, Hans. If there's any way I can help, I shall do so. So that's what we're doing today. Not to rub it in Hans' face, like I said, I feel terrible. As I dropped Tamara off at school, and then as soon as I got home, I opened the mailbox, and it's like, I'm pumped, because I didn't want to drive this truck as the jacked up thing it was with the massive tyres, because that's not what I want from this truck. Thank you for passing on my message. My pleasure, mate. It's my pleasure. Like I said, if there's anything I can do to help you out, let me know. Yeah, I want to dump this truck down. I mean, I've changed the wheels, obviously. We've all seen those. Pretty wheels. Awesome. These Air Racing tyres. Can't wait to go and give those a run. But I want to get the truck down. Lower than that. I want to have it down properly so that when I'm out filming it, it looks realistic. I know lots of people love the jacked up high lift kit and stuff on these, but for me personally, the only stuff I want to do to this Bronco is make it as scale as possible. I did order a little chrome window surround for it, which is very bendable apparently. Turned up with all these bends in it. I was like, oh jeez, that's terrible. But I guess, I mean, that sort of helps it fit around the window and such. So we're gonna see how well that fits. I won't do that in the stream because I'll probably frustrate the poo out of myself. But all going well, we should be able to put that across the window. And once it's on there, it'll actually fit the window nicely. Yeah, so with this truck in particular, I'm not going silly. Now, I like big tyres, but it does roll more. Yep. And that's one of the drawbacks. I mean, when I first got into wheeling, I started smashing 2.2s and everything because it jacked your truck way up and you just smash all the terrain. And really quickly, I sort of said to myself, well, hang on, I'm taking away from the challenge. And then I've sort of gone from that to now I'm down to 1.55s and tiny tyres, which is, for me personally, a lot more fun. I find it more rewarding to make the same truck go the same places that a truck with big tyres will go, but with small tyres. So, we're just going to rip straight in, because this is going to be a pretty extensive pain in the bum. First things first, I might do the shockers, because I'm pretty pumped to get those in. I am. Like a bloody champion. Tiny big trucks RC. The Bronco is one of the only trucks I like with bigger tyres. This big. Look at them. They're a big tyre, man. Huge. I mean, I know it's a snap-on edition truck, and that's what it came with, and that's why it's jacked up, etc. But I love the F-150s and the F-100s and those sorts of old Fords, and it's always been a dream of mine one day to own one. So my goal with this truck, I guess, is just to try and make it as scale as possible with what we've got from factory. So I went with these wheels and tyres because they're sort of a nice old school dish, the polished lip, that sort of thing, and it's the sort of wheel that, should I actually own one of these, that I would put on said truck. So I wouldn't put those on. That's the sort of stuff you would see at a big mud bogger event in America. I mean, I watch those videos on YouTube. They look like awesome fun events. I'd love to go to one. But like that there is huge. Okay. Look at it. It's massive. Rest assured, all of the pieces I take off this truck I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep them aside. So one day, should I ever want to sell the truck, I can put it all back together as the snap-on Bronco that it is, which to a lot of people means, it's a bigger deal. So that I can put it back as it was. Lovely, lovely. There you go, Neil. Feast your peepers on those. Let me just do that. So that's what I put on it. Okay? The New Year Racing beadlocks. Gorgeous wheels. Come with a little brake rotor in there and everything. It just works. Black truck, black wheel centers, polished lip. It's just... John, I'm going to... Hopefully today, I know I keep saying I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but I've got so much going on. I'm going to try and put those files and such on my mini factory, which I believe is a website that you can buy the files from. So I get a little bit, they get a little bit, you get the files, you can then print them. Jim's with us. Hello, Jim. So that's my plan with those files. They're also going to be on my Shapeways. And I know a lot of people won't use Shapeways because it's not the cheapest place to go and get something. But 6 nil. 6 bucks. It's not the cheapest place to go and get something, but it's a lot easier for some people. So that was why I've gone with Shapeways as well. So there is going to be options for everything I've made. It'll be on Shapeways and my mini factory. So rest assured, and it won't be too long. I'll try and do it this weekend. Hopefully today, maybe after the stream, I'll jump straight on and see if I can organise it. Right. So let's remember how all this stuff comes out. Test the old memory bank. And what's everyone up to? Where you all from? What time is it? What's the weather like? Stuff and things. So I'm a bit excited now, because I can finally... God, I'm a clown, not that bold. What am I doing? I can finally get my Bronco out and drive it, because I'm pumped about this, man. When I seen that Trx4 advertised this truck, I was sort of really bummed because I already bought the Defender. It's like, oh, why didn't they say this is what they were going to release? I wouldn't have bought the Defender. I would have waited. Right. I'll suss it out after the stream, John. I'll look at the sort of faffing around that... I mean, so far as I can tell, if I do my mini factory, it should be on there today. And I'll suss out if that's a thing. If it's not, and it's going to take a lot longer through there, but then I'll shoot you a message and we'll work something out. Okay. Now, I did change the rear shocks on this truck to some that I had in my drawer, but they're still too long. That's too long, and these are way too stiff. These are trash. I don't know why I ever got those. They can go in the drawer of never to be seen again. Bull Gear's joined us. Hello, mate. How's things? All right. Now, we all know Hans here, and we all know he's a bloody good bloke. This is how good of a bloke Hans is. The fronts. The rears. On all of these links, he's put which ones they are. Thank you, Hans. I honestly cannot thank you enough. Okay? That's... I can't thank you enough. You made my life a lot easier just by doing that. I know you didn't have to, so I appreciate that. It made my day. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I notice Hans has got all these wound to the same sort of height. Okay? So you can see they're wound down like that. I'm going to be a poo and put them where I personally think they should go. And this is obviously, Hans obviously set it up to how he likes to drive, etc., which is fine. So now, something you'll notice, let me close up cam this, okay? And you see the spring doesn't quite sit, and that's only because these shocks have spent so long having sort of that as their minimum, their maximum height rather. So it's going to take a few days for these shocks. You can try and stretch them out a bit, but I don't suggest you do it too hard. It's going to take a few days for these to sort of settle back in to, you know, that being where they should finish, which is fine. Right, so I'm pumped. I'm really excited about this. Can't thank Hans enough. He's a bloody champion. Lovely. I'll do the same on the fronts. That way, before they've got the weight on the truck on them, they can already start to stretch back out. Now, doing this will make your truck sit a little bit lower centre of gravity, and when your truck side hills, you've got less of a chance of the truck wanting to push itself over. When you wind your shocks down, you make the shock push back harder, so the chances of the truck falling over on the side hill are higher. So this is why I just wind mine this way. Bull Gear, I run mine soft too. It's just, I find that not only does it drive a bit better, but it also looks more realistic and stuff. Hans just enjoyed using them, and hey, I said you need to wind them back earlier in the strap. Oh, yeah, you did too, sorry. But yes, so like I said, they'll soon settle back in. That's not an issue. They remembered being set down here. So, right, that's there. That's got that bolt out of there. Right, let me undo this bad boy. I shouldn't have flipped that. Now I can't see anything. There we go. Pumped, excited. So I'd like to thank you all for joining me on the stream today. It's very much appreciated. Love streaming with you guys and just having a good old chit chat and enjoying the hobby. It's one of my favourite things. Just hanging out with you fellas. Who's wanting something? Jeez. So, Will posted in the group this morning about he's after some 5th scale. Oh, he's after some like 5-inch tall shocks. It's like, geez, it must be a big project. He just commented what he's doing with it. It's like, it's an RC racing belt sander. This I want to see. Neil, what's your choice of shock oil? Generally speaking, 30 weight. With a lot of my trucks, I've been running the cross oil because it just seems to be a nice consistency. And also, Habeo 30 weight seems to run pretty nicely for me too. The factory Trx4 shocks are fine just as they are. They're actually one of the best RTR shocks on the market, in my opinion. Right. I hate changing links. Right, so I'm going to try and be smart and do these at the same time. Good, mate. Well, good shroomster. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so we're looking for lower rears. Front right low. left rear, I think. Panhard, lovely. Front upper. Steering drag, lovely. Low right rear. Front low. Johnny streams too much. I'll stop what I'm doing and watch. Now I'm getting behind on RC stuff. Sorry. Sorry, mate. It's my bad. Upper left rear. Upper right rear. Steering servo. I think I've read Hans' writing correctly. JPDRC, thanks for joining, mate. Much appreciated. Feel free to give the stream a... Sorry, guys, let me change that. Feel free to give the stream a share, a like, etc. and so on. If you want to donate towards the goal we've got up here to give an absolute awesome truck away, link in the description, should you want to do so. Right. Lower rear. Lower rear. Okay, McDucks. Now for the shit bit. I hate this. Hopefully today I'll be receiving the XS02 in the post. I really hope it turns up today. Lovely. All the relinks are actually the same. You're a worry, Hans. I appreciate it anyway, mate. Language, hey, my language is pretty good. I'm allowed to say shit. That's as far as we go here, that's as far as we go. Not even going to talk about that. Fun time, happy fun time streams, because RC is about fun. Andrew, good morning, gamers. Wrong stream, dude. I've got to start my gaming streams. I've got to do that. I'm excited about that. Okay, lovely. Right, pinch that like that. Ugh. Do. Absolutely great. I was about to work on some of my RC stuff, but here I am. Sorry, mate, you're the second person in 2 minutes to say, what are you doing streaming? I was going to work on my RCs. Sorry, mate. Top tip. Quickest, easiest way to remove some of these bad boys, put your driver through it. Now, obviously these have got scratches already, that's why I'm holding them with pliers. So, don't stress about that. Otherwise, use a rag first. But you put your driver through it and then you can just go nuts. Round. Looking forward to GT6 footage. Been a while since I've had a go of GT6. Gran Turismo Sport. I assume that's what you're talking about, Neil. Andrew's watching at work. Don't you always watch at work? Right. Perfect. Lovely. So that's those two. They're the same length anyway, according to Hans. So we do those two. I can't wait to get these links on this truck. I'm so pumped about it. Hans, you're a bloody champion, mate. You've helped me out massively. The appreciation is through the roof. Jim, getting paid to watch YouTube. That's a sweet gig. You blokes aren't silly. Down. wicked. Can I do this without taking that bolt out? Or the wheel off, rather. Where's my other tool? It's longer. Awesome. Boss makes a dollar, I make a dime. That's why I watch on Company Time. Somebody sent me a pic of a copperhead on their, in their trail area. Fun. Just what you want when you're out wheeling. Right. Yoink. 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 That go to the side. Right, these ones. Wicked. Ugh. Pumped and excited. Can't wait to drive my Bronco. I just need the weather to clear up. The weather's been trash lately. It's been bloody horrible. How am I supposed to go out and play with my toys with all this shitty weather? So, who's pumped up about the Axial 6x6? What do you think of that? I'm going to see if I can get hold of one or two so we can unbox it on the stream. That's my plan, one of my goals. I'm happy that they've released something a little bit different. Really happy to see that. Weather's been crap from Adelaide to Sydney. It's been trash. Heated powered lights and winches. And when I plugged the light kit into the receiver with my snap-on, it toasted the stock ESC. It shouldn't toast the ESC. It really shouldn't. This was already done, Neil. Generally speaking, with winches, I run the wireless winch controller straight through the positive and negative terminal on the ESC. So as soon as you plug it in, your winch has got power, and then you just push your buttons. Okay, that way you're getting the battery power straight into the winch receiver, so you get the full juice of what the battery is. Jim, I would love one myself. Axial makes decent products. This is one of the things, and we're not going to talk about the elements as much as we can today because that'll just annoy me, but one of the big things I said about the Axial was I love the fact that it was just, look, we made this. There was no silly hashtags or any of that sort of stuff. It was just, here, we made this. And I love that. Thought so. That needs to be like that. Lovely. So yeah, I'm trying to check them out. These are separate battery packs, so I don't lose run times. Realistically, if I'm honest, man, you'd have to be winching everything every second to actually lose some run time from your winch. They use like bugger all power. Even when they're just sitting there waiting to do something, they're using next to nothing. Same for the LED light kits. I generally speaking run all my my light kits through my receiver, and that's just to make it easy. I'd rather do that than run an extra battery, because then one, there's another battery I've got to make sure it's charged, or you know, get out the halfway through the trail and my lights die because the 9-volt battery or something I forgot to replace and things like that. So with a lot of my light kits, I'll go and buy all the globes, all the wires, all that sort of stuff, and I'll sit down and make my own light kit to run off the receiver. That's a bit of stuffing around, if I'm honest. And these days you can buy a light kit that cheap that even I'm thinking to myself, well, I might as well just go and buy one of these cheap light kits and just install the lights I want. My last custom light kit cost me $75. Yep. 6x6 are sweet, but there aren't any aftermarket bodies for it. Give it time, Neil. Give it time, mate. I reckon you'll find too, you'll probably be able to use the tub, because that looks to be a separate piece. Use the tub with a different cab or something like that, and then make your own sort of deal. Okie ducks. So now we should be sweet to install the rear links and the rear shocks. and then I'm going to get a bit of an idea of how low my bronco is going to be. Hans, I run a pigtail from the battery connector on the ESC. It all depends what sort of voltage you want to run at too. Like, the reason my light kits were costing me so much is all the LEDs, I'll buy them at Cree LEDs and that sort of thing, like $5.50 a globe, all those sorts of things. So I was making some pretty wanky light kits, which realistically you just don't need to. So that's why I'm sort of now more in the mindset of I can just jump on Wish, buy a light kit for $13 delivered, and then just pick and choose what I want. Okie McDokie. Straight. There are lowers. Bendy McBendy. There are uppers. Just move that out of the way. Right. Yep. Lovely. The HP 601 should fit. Yeah, look, and honestly too, a lot of people will start 3D printing bodies, and if if more people start doing 6x6s, like if I could easily see Traxxas going, screw it, let's make one. If more people make 6x6s, well then we're going to start to see more and more bodies come out for them. So that bot looks too long. I bet you that's the back one for my winch. That's what I do with my winch too, Hans. But I mean, you can do the same thing for light kits and stuff too, especially light bars that prefer battery voltage. I know there's a lot of light bars out there that only want 3S, which is a bit silly in my opinion, but that's the easiest way to do it. You just run a connector off your battery in cables on your ESC. I think it's that one. Yes, it is. It is that one, he said, as he dropped all these parts across the bench. Lovely. That one. Lovely. Trx's Trx4. Got a ring to it, doesn't it? I could see him doing it. I mean, they've already... This is why you don't build stuff on streams. Let's face it, they've already got a diff with a diff cover on it. All they have to do is make a cover that's got a an output shaft hole in it with two bearing slots. You've got to pass through portal axle. So I reckon stay on board, because stay tuned, because I reckon Trxxas will bring out a 6x6. Adam just picked up the Trx4, pretty impressed. Adam messaged me last night and said, Jono, what do you reckon, should I buy this? And he got a pretty good deal, if I'm honest. He got a pretty good deal. So, dude, buy it. The light kit's worth $100. The high lift kit and all that's worth $200 and something. Just buy it. Okay. Didn't take much twisting, if I'm honest. So he scored himself a pretty sweet deal. I would have bought it, mate. If that makes you feel any better, I would have. Lovely. Come on, Link. Go into your home. One. Who's pumped up for the giveaway stream tonight? Eh? Who's pumped up for all that? And now all going well, and provided I don't have too much on tomorrow, I may even start the next list tomorrow. If you guys are happy with that. Oh, I didn't think you went through. Come on now. Come on. Slide in there, mate. Lovely. Got it. I'll post some pics later in the group. Awesome, dude. Give me some good, nice... Yes, we're giving away the first Enduro tonight. So, 7:30, it's 10:30 now. 10:30 in the morning now, we're doing it at 7:30 tonight. I'm pretty sure I said tonight, didn't I? Did you fill up the numbers? Yes. So we've still got obviously one list to go for the second truck. Wicked. So yeah, pretty sure I said tonight. So it'll be tonight. I'll be working, but if we get a chance I'll watch. 7:30 the stream will start. That's not that one. That's that one. This is going to be my biggest challenge. Remember what bolts go where. 7:30 the stream will start. So I'll probably do the draw closer to 8 o'clock, 10 to 8, something like that. And for those of you that live in the States or anywhere else in the world, on your phone you should be able to go to your clock and you should be able to add Adelaide, Australia to your world clock. So that way you can always know, or you can work out when streams are going to be, when giveaways are going to be, and that sort of thing. JPDRC has dropped a super chat, $5. You didn't leave a message, mate. God, you had to leave those messages. Apparently it highlights it and stays there for a certain amount of time. Very much appreciated, dude. Really do appreciate that. It means a lot. Now, I know that didn't show on the total, but I'll add it to it. Super chats are a new thing to YouTube, and essentially what they are is like a tip for the streamer. But I'll add that to the total because I want to give away one of these trucks. So any tips you guys give through super chats are going to go to this because I want to give that away. I do. It's very much appreciated, mate. Thank you. Your support to the streams and the group means more than you know. First thing I heard when I got here was Trx4. I think you should design a pass-through. I possibly could. I say that, I can't even undo a bolt for a shock. What am I doing? Lol, never done it before. Oh, it's got a timer on it. From what I can see, it's got a timer. That's why your message is still on the screen. So when you do a super chat, now I did a little bit of reading up on this the other day. When you do a super chat, depending on your donation, how big the donation is, I think the maximum's like 500 or something. Not that I'd ever expect that. When you do a donation, $5 is like the minimum for a super chat to show up on screen, and that'll last as long as this is lasting. And then you also get highlighted in chat, and I think it highlights it on screen or whatever for so long. The bigger the donation, the longer it highlights and that sort of thing. And there's possibly, I don't know if I want to dive down that street, but there's an option to do a talk thing that'll read your messages out in that computer voice that reads it out. But I'm like, I've seen a lot of video gaming streams where people do that and they just abuse the crap out of it. Like they'll just write lol 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 lol, and this robotic thing on the stream just sits there going lol 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 lol. Thanks for the content. Bye. Oh. So that's why that hasn't been enabled yet. Alright, shocker number 1. If I can hold my mouth right. Come on, mate. Go in there. Wicked. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. That's the lower one. They're the same size anyway. No, that's slightly shorter. So that's 8 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Mm-hmm. Go in there. Wicked. Lovely. Winning. How annoying would that be? Exactly, man. And that's why I haven't done it, because I know, as great as you guys are, someone's going to be tempted one day to just go, how funny is this going to be? Like, penis. No, you can't watch that. I think having a giveaway stream on a Friday night is constitution around Australia. Well, I'm mixing it up. That's essentially what I'm doing. For those that are wondering how the wheel works, Tristan's just asked, how does it work? Welcome to the wheel game show, people. Okay? Now, obviously, I have to change the prize picture, but this is how the wheel works. Mickey spins the wheel will spin, all the names will be on there. You can't really see the names because they're that tiny, because there's 100 on there. But I push a button here, that wheel spins and spins and spins and spins and spins, and then it stops, and then we have a winner. It's as simple as that, mate. This is the basic. This is why I like to make a deal about it. Alright? Regardless of what truck it is we're giving away, I want to make a deal about it. It's an exciting thing. Chance to win a truck for like $24. You make a deal about it. My heart says I want to hit the donate button, but my bank account also says no. Look, I don't expect anyone to donate. I don't. I appreciate the shit out of it. I really do. It means the world. Because of people's support, with the donations, with personal support, messaging me saying thanks for what you do and all these sorts of things. It's because of that we've gone from being this little Facebook group to we're giving them trucks away all the time. You know, we're looking at a goal to send myself and Hannah to America because a lot of you guys want to meet us and want to hang out and go wheeling and stuff like that. So because of you guys, the BCRC community is exploding, and in a good way. So the future, I think, brings some pretty positive things. Now, after the 2 elements are given away, the next truck's already picked. It's not going to be this one, because I've been contacted by one of the members that wants to donate a truck to give away, and he's got his reasons for it, and he's going to let you know when he's ready. So stay tuned for that, and it's just epic. Mr. Foster, what's happening to that poor Bronco? She's getting lowered, mate. Cutting her off at the knees. Now, Mr. Magnet, that's the reason I want to donate. Your honesty is what I value. That's what I'm here for, man. I've copped a lot of flack for my honesty, but I'll stand by it. Okay. I've copped a lot, but I stand by my word. Did I finish doing that up? Yes. I stand by my word. I will stand by my word forever, because that's what I believe. And I've got mates that have bought the elements and stuff, and I say the same things to them. I really, really hope you enjoy it, and I do. I hope anyone that buys it enjoys it. Okay? Much as I don't personally like the truck or the company behind it because of all those things, I really, really, really hope that whoever buys them enjoys them. Tristan, good job. You've inspired me to fix my Bronco. It needs a new receiver. My Defender needed a new receiver too. Neil, I really want to meet you and crawl with you when you come to the States. Look, we've planned out a trip. It's going to cost $10,000, which I know is a lot. So we put a goal up there. Obviously, we're throwing money at this too. I think we've got about 1,500 raised so far between me and Hannah, to try and throw into this too, because we want to go. We want to meet you guys. We want to hang out and just enjoy what this hobby's about. It's the fun of it. I want to film a movie length feature film. Anyway, I basically want to make a movie about the adventure. You know, it's a little backstory. I'm a pokey little RC builder from Adelaide that just started building a few trucks. I started with a bit of a shitty old Red Cat crawler. Oh, it was shitty. I built the thing 5 or 6 different times into different variations until it was more like an SCX-10, because that was what I wanted and I didn't have the money to buy one. It had massive 2.2s on it. It drove over everything, and that annoyed me because there was no challenge. My mates had SCX-10s and they struggled, but the struggle was what I wanted, if that makes sense. I wanted it to be more realistic. Right. So yes, with any luck we can make the goal happen and get over there to see you guys, because that'd just be That'd be 10 kinds of epic. That would be really well. And this is the thing, right? Now, obviously, you guys know I love my cross truck. So one of the parts of the plan we made was to go and visit Robert Mazza in his Hobbytown shop in Wisconsin. So if you're in the Wisconsin area, go into Robert Mazza's shop and just say, look, Johnny says hi, and then walk out. I mean, unless you want to walk around the shop. Come on, get in there. Thank you. I'll read the comments in 2 seconds. Just this part's a little bit fiddly. Awesome. Hans making a suggestion about the Trx4, yada for Tristan. Mr. Magnet, while I started training with a HBX Bronzer Tiger, was pretty much a Tamiya twin dagger with a single motor that I made, and I made that thing doggy paddle. JPT, be pumped to watch your movie. Well, and that's the thing too. It's obviously not just. There's going to be as much RC content as possible in it, but it's also going to be about the journey itself. So it's going to be about. It'll be my first time outside of Australia, which would just be. To a lot of people, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, Hannah's been heaps of places, and that's a part of the reason why I couldn't do it without her, because I'd probably get lost or die. Okay. And I mean, and a lot of you guys too have said that you'd love to meet Hannah as well. You know, she's a big part of BCRC. I know she's not in your face every day with it, but there's plenty of times where she jumps on the stream and she has a chit chat, and a lot of you guys are friends with her. You know, on Facebook too, because she's an approachable person. She's easy to talk to. But something I guess to think about is if Hannah wasn't so understanding, there's a really big chance that I'd have one truck. And if I had one truck, well then BCRC wouldn't be a thing. Burden's Custom 1 RC. Get in there. Thank you. Michael's joined us. Hello, Michael. I'm not entirely sure that's the right bolt. Don't think it is. It sort of looks long enough, but it doesn't look long enough at the same time. How's things, Michael? You alright, mate? Everything good? No, it's not. Bloody clown. It's this one. All that effort getting that link in there. Ugh. So yes, because of how wonderful Hannah's been with my must-have toys, you know, she's a big part of the reason that BCRC is a thing, which is epic. I'm lucky to have someone that is so supportive and lets me have so many toys. Go in, Bolt. What are you doing, mate? Are the drive shafts on the jacked up Bronco different to the normal Bronco? If they are, I'm getting my hand saw out and cutting some off this drive shaft. So I've got a feeling the reason that's tight like a tiger is because that drive shaft looks a bit like it doesn't want to cooperate. And it looks like it's fully compressed. I think that's a thing. Poo. Michael, glad to make it today. been watching these in the middle of the night to catch up. Sorry, man. If you'd like, I'll take a week off. I've got a feeling that's a thing. Which is shit. I've got a set of Defender ones in the drawer. So I'm going to take this off and see if it's the same length as the Defender one. What a faff. At least it's plastic, which means I can just cut it to modify it. So if anyone knows in the chat, are there two versions of the TFL Bronco, white or blue? Or is it, I reckon it's just advertising. As far as I'm aware, there's only the one. Michael might know more about it. As far as I'm aware, there's only the one. Right. Where did I put those? Not that. Not that. Not that. What's those? There they are. The drawer of many things has provided. There was shit in the drawer. What I might be able to do, I wonder if the front Defender one will fit on the back of a lowered Bronco. That could be a thing. If it fits, I'll put it on for now until I can change it. They even come with bloody grub screws. If it fits, it's going on. Just I'll order. I think Tree will make these for Broncos too. If they do, I'll order the replacement front one. Right, line those up. Lovely. I mean, technically it fits. It's not much holding on though. That does have to come. No, that's got to come forwards though. Alright, I think we've got a solution. I'll just put that one on there. Yay! I want to drive my bloody Bronco, damn it. I think that's... Come out, mate. That's the wrong side. No, don't strip. It's going to be one of those days. It is? It's going to be one of those days. Now my little grub screw wants to strip, and it's my fault, and I'll tell you why. Because I believe they're not. Bloody hell. They're not threaded both sides, and I started to thread it into the side that's not threaded, so it's really grabbed. All I've got to do is get the pin out, because I've still got grub screws I can use. That's fine. I don't know if I'll grab it with my pliers. There's always something, isn't there? It's definitely stripping. Bastard. Well, didn't that go south quick? Fun and games with RC trucks. Don't know if I get a good enough pinch with that. Bear with me. I'm just frustrating myself here. God, I can't grab that tight. I only went in there 2 millimeters. Not even that. Let's have a chat about the best method. Yeah. I can't believe that's grabbed so tight. When it comes down to it, if I can't get it out now, I'll leave it for the stream because I'm not going to sit here all day doing it. And what I'll do is grab a drill bit later, drill it out, and then put this in. There's only the tiniest bit holding it, which is frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Now, for those that don't know, the top of a lot of these grub screws, these little pin grub screws, if you squeeze them with pliers, you can actually squeeze it back in, giving you a chance. Probably doesn't help either. This driver's been used a lot. See what I'll do. I'll grab a new driver and see if that'll help me. No, this one. Best method, cup of coffee. I'll curse, cup of coffee, and drill that dang thing. And of course, me being me, and how much I love my cross stuff, here's some spare cross tools that I had prepared earlier. I've got a full set sitting in the drawer. Now, to be fair, where did I put that? To be fair, this driver has seen a lot of action, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's been worn down a bit. The replacement tips for these drivers are actually pretty cheap, so I might just buy some replacement kits. So I'm going to try a brand newie and see if that helps. This literally only has to turn, not even half a turn, to come out. Right. Bingo. In the bin. Okay, so we all learned a lesson there, and that's why I did it. Okay, I just wanted to help you guys learn, because that's what these streams are all about. I think the diff cables are... Don't tell me that, man. The diff cables better work, or I'll crack them at shits. Right, so that driver can go in my drawer, so that way I don't pick it up again, and I'll order a new bit for it. To be honest, I'm actually really quite pleased with how long these bits have lasted. That bit has, like, they were my original cross tools from when I bought that truck. So I'm pretty happy. I got a year and a half or something out of that bit. Pretty happy with that. Right, make sure my drive shafts are phased properly. There's a video on my YouTube channel if you want to see how that's done. And yes, it is important. Right, threaded bit at the top. Yoink. Yoink. I'm glad I got that out. I'm so glad. So glad. Just means there's less stuff around I have to do later. Tristan is correct. I also got shorter cables from the parts of bottom. I'll test my luck. I'll see what it's like. We'll see. I'll just leave them locked. Easy fix. I'll just leave them locked. I don't want to have to change the cables because I know that's going to be a pain in the ass. What link am I after? That one. Okay. This truck's turning into a massive project just to drive it. Which is not how it should be. Okey-dokes. That go through? Believe it may have. Wicked. Winning now. So worst case, then I'll have to buy shorter bloody cables. The front one should be the same, shouldn't it? It should only be the back that's got to change. Okie McDokey. Oh. Okay, so half time. Where are your body posts? Cables being long should be okay, as long as they don't hang down and get caught on things, says Hans. Well, I'm going to try them long and see how it goes. Check that out for a difference, would you? Let me make sure that's sitting straight. I need a bigger bench. Close up cab. So that's the difference we're looking at. Let me straighten up this, because otherwise the whole truck looks wonk. And once those shocks settle in, I want it to sit about there. Perfect. I'm going to get just the best tuck with those wheels and tyres. Great combo. Great combo. That's what you get for lowering a vintage Bronco. I'm not technically lowering it. I'm just putting it where it should be. But seeing that already, thank you, Hans. Thank you. You've increased my love for this truck massively. I'm pumped about that. She's like a 60 drag car. Hell yeah. I just got a crap ton of moonshine in the back of her. Look at that. Pimping. It's good though. This makes me more excited to fit the front stuff. Now I shouldn't technically have to change the drag arm. Looks like you put on a big... Yeah, I'll just dump the clutch. With saggy old shocks in the back. That drive shaft's shorter than that one. I wonder why I didn't want to fit that. There must be sort of like another in between. But anyway, let's move on. Let's rip into the front. I'm so excited now. Thank you, Hans. You've made my day. Moonshine. She's a big moonshine runner. Right. Oh, I hope the postie brings me some goodies today. Big RC mark box. That's what we're after. If it is, it's going to be a extra speed XS02 and body. No one yet knows what the body is. I mean, I do. So does RC mark, because I had to order it from them. But other than that, no one knows. Okay, Hannah knows, but I mean, she's probably forgotten. Look, it's just, I know people love their 2.2s, Neil. I do. I know that. I mean, Tony Gutierrez loves his 2.2s. But fact is, your truck is going to perform better with 1.9s and sitting down a little bit lower. It's just how it is. But Tristan, might get some of those year racing wheels. Dude, they are seriously nice wheels. They are seriously nice. And these tyres, I'm yet to drive on these tyres. Obviously, I've been waiting to dump the truck down. But I know Mike Jackson from BCRC, he's got some and he rates them pretty well. He likes them. I've got no doubt they're going to be pretty spot on once they get out on the trails and get the mould release off them. Andrew, my cross has been sitting in Melbourne all week, waiting for it to be delivered. Serious? Now I'm going to keep my 2.2s and flip it over all the time. You're a bloody worry, mate. Do. Okie dokes. And then that one. I'll be taking photos of this thing flat out now. Now that she's going to be sitting down where it should. So be prepared for the onslaught. That one bolts through that side of the diff. Got to undo those bolts to get those out. Crack this one. This would be a lot easier if I actually just took the tyre off, but I don't want to. I don't have to. Can't rebuild my diffs without that package. I know it sucks. For one of the builds I'm doing, one of the Defender builds, which I'm going to unbox as well on the stream. I've done the truck before, but I'm going to do it again. I don't know, Tristan. I'd love to say, yep, they do, but Proline tyres are just a pain in the ass. They're not something I'll buy because it's just a hassle. I mean, this hobby's not about hassles, in my opinion. I know we all like to give ourselves plenty of hassles, like I did with the grub, the grub bin. Kentucky's finest. My Trx4 was the rig that made me fall in love with 1.9 rigs. Sold all my 2.2 rigs. Why does the Aussie Mail hate every person in Australia? I don't know, but they do. That's a fact, Neil. They actually hate us. Right, so that's... I'm going to assume I've got to change the pan hard. Though it's looking the same length. I reckon the pan hard's the same. That's not pan hard, that's my steering gear dope, which should be the same anyway. I reckon that's the same. So I might not have to change my pan hard, which would be good. It's like most postage services, they deliver when they're ready. I've had some stuff delivered through DHL, which obviously deliver worldwide all the time, yada yada yada. Anyway, every now and then, when they can't be asked, they'll just wait for a Australia Post guy to be doing a delivery in my area and throw my stuff in with him. It's like, the person that sent that package paid for express post. It's been sitting in your warehouse for 2 days. One lady on the phone said, we actually don't have vans that go to your area. I said, excuse me? 2 weeks ago, there was a bright yellow van at the front of my house that had DHL written on it. I'm not stupid, lady. If someone pays for express postage, that company should then go out of their way to make that postage as express as possible. That's just my 2 cents worth. Okie dokes, take that shocker out. DHL is fine. Toll, on the other hand, I don't get much stuff through Toll, thankfully. I got totally sidetracked then. I was talking about a set of wheels for one of the builds I'm doing. Held up in customs for a week and a half. I think it was nearly 2 weeks. A set of metal beadlock wheels. Like, how hard is it for you fellas to see what it is? Shit, you could have opened the box and had a look. I wouldn't have cared. Especially if it means it didn't take that extra amount of time to get to me. It's not hard, fellas. Right. That one and that one. I'll put my front... We're going for the floppy diff edition. I reckon I can get away with making that cable work. I would assume, as long as that cable's got the right amount of tension on it, in the right spots, it's still going to pull the cable through. And if it doesn't, well, I'll just have to buy one, won't I? Okie doke. Upper front, this one. Front lower, that one. Front lower, that one. Wicked. Blue Couriers are worse, never heard of them. What is HSV toll? That's written on the V8 Super. Well, HSV's holding shitty vehicles. Toll is a shipping company. They ship stuff all over the world. Really slowly. You fellas can probably tell I'm not much of a fan of the Holdens. It's probably because most of their cars are just rebadged other cars, but anyway, I'm not going to get stuck into that. Just like in the States, ordered my Charisma 150 from Hong Kong. It was here in 5 days. Jeez, that is good. That's very good. A little bit of plastic in the thread there. Did I take both? Yeah, I did. It's not special vehicles magnet. Oh. That's killing my fingers. It's worth it. One down. So what's everyone working on at the moment? Has everyone got some sort of project going? While I'm faffing around with this? I'm pumped though. I'm really excited about this. Special is in mentally challenged. You heard it here first. A little bit of leftover plastic to do in the old Linkerinos. Winning. Project SS. Do tell. It's not like an SS Commodore, is it? We just sit here taking the piss out of Holdens. I'm working on the SS, mate. Awkward. Right. Do that to get it close. Do the last bit up with my fingers. So I know it's the same as that one. Wicked. Just a top tip for free. I don't know for years, Adam. I used to love watching V8 supercars, but it's all gone to shit now. Like they're all sucking because the Mustangs are just smashing everything. I'll make them heavier, make them higher, make them less aero. It's like just accept the fact that you're just getting stomped, boys. Jack of all trades, just checking in for a few. You checked in at the right time because everything's going to plan at the moment. Wasn't before, but it is now. Waiting on parcel ride for my Remo. Got a Proline F250 body. How much the body cost you? They're expensive, those bodies. Bloody expensive. There's one at my local hobby shop, one of those F250 cabs. 90-something dollars they want for it. Kentucky's Finest, redoing the links on my Demon. Nice, nice. That one. Get it right, mate, get it right. And the A9X is my... You know the A9X is just a copy of an old Opel, don't you? It's a true story. First there was the Gemini, which was the Opel Kadett. And the A9X is just a bigger version of that. True story. That'll tickle some bloody feathers in Australia. I'll give you the tip. What are you talking about, mate? Best car in the world. I paid no attention to which way that link went. Yeah, it's got to go that way. We've watched Holden kick our butts for decades. They will lose and they will like it. Well, they haven't kicked it for decades. Fords have been up there too. Just, I don't know how many of you guys remember, but there was a stage there for a while that whenever someone did good in a Ford, someone from Holden bought them. Like, where's your dignity, fellas? Okay. Memory time. Yes, I did. David, I did make a receiver hitch for the SU4C. I do need to refine it a smidge. It's a bit ugly. And I probably made it overly beefy, but I did make one, and it does fit, and it will work. You just have to use a little bolt and a nut for your own receiver pin. I don't fancy the idea of making one out of plastic because it'll probably break. Because I don't know how much stress everyone's going to go and put on it, essentially. If I could win here for a second, that'd be lovely. Thank you. Talking about muscle cars, what was that car? What was the car in the old Road Warrior movie? It was actually an XC Falcon Coupe, but it was thought to be an XB Falcon Coupe. Look up XB GT Falcon. My most favourite car, Adam, in the whole entire world is the XC Cobra. When I win the lotto, I'm going to buy one. I keep saying that, I keep not winning. Shock. I believe that one's this one. So yes, that's my favourite car of all time. If I won the lotto, I wouldn't buy... I mean, I probably would buy like a brand new Mustang or something like that. I do quite like the new Mustangs. But the first car I would buy would be an XC Cobra from 1978. Just a little... I don't know what I've done with it, mate. Is it in my box of many things? No, it's over there. It's a little bit ugly. Look, I've since found out better ways of printing stuff, David, but that's what I made for the SU4C for a trailer hitch receiver. So that'll work with all your rod end style trailer receivers. Those Falcons Torino based? No. Not especially not the ones we're talking about. In 1970, what was it? Oh, I'm thinking of the Fairlanes there. 1966, I think, they were all Australian. They were the complete Australian design. It stopped having the American aspect so much, I believe. And then as each year went on, it was more Australian, so forth and so on. Especially with like the XA, Bs and Cs, where they were full-blown 100% Australian. They was. Right, that one for there. Which is, yes, that one. Lovely. Winning, people. Pumped. I'm actually achieving something today. Be achieving more of these links and stop being a pain in the ass. That one. Right, before I put this one on, drive shaft back in. Now I'm waiting to put this drive shaft, this link on, and then it's going to go, this one's too long. It shouldn't be. There shouldn't have been that much difference in the front. I say that. Lovely. Winning. The last Falcons are pretty much Ford Fusions. No, they weren't. The last Falcons were pretty much FG Falcons with the European style front on it. The Ford Fusion is actually a Ford Mondeo, which is a European car. I think it was about when the last of the FGX Falcons and stuff started coming out, everything went to the same European design, and the Ford Fusions did the same thing. They all started to follow the Ford Europe design. That's why the Fusions look the same as the Falcon, and the Mondeo, they're the same too. Same look. Because Ford Worldwide were like, nope, this is what we're going to do. It wasn't so much a Detroit decision. It was, this is what's best for the company, let's do this. And that's why now the Mustang looks like it does, because it followed the same thing. Fusion is a front-wheel drive platform, which is the Ford Mondeo. That's what it is, mate. It's a Ford Mondeo. Throw it in, Arthur. Thanks for being with us, mate. Didn't know you were with us. If you are watching, do feel free to say hello. Don't be shy. I believe you do need to be logged into to comment and chat. Say hello. We take all questions here, mate. If we don't like them, we just ignore them. We don't. I'm just being smartass. Bang, bang, bang. Come on. I like this design, and I don't at the same time with the how the Tracks, the shocks are mounted. The new Mustangs are sexy. I quite like them. Christian's got one, and it's damn fun. He had the 2016 one, I think, and then went and got the 2018 or 2019 one. It's a nice bit of kit. Goes like Stinky McStink. Sounds the business. God, it sounds good. Did you install the optional roof light bar in your SG4? Yes. It's quite the easy install. You mount the all the lights to the top as they do. The bar pushes into the two holes on the other side, and the wire goes down and plugs into the back of your headlight kit. Do you run into any issues? No. No, pretty easy. What issues are you having, Arthur? Maybe I can shed some light on it for you, mate. If I can help, I will. Alrighty. Time to see if this drive shaft's going to work with this. Oh, I hope it does. Bob's with us. Bob, did I see you comment before? I think I did. Sorry, my memory's shot. That's too short too. What? Well, that's shit. Do you have to change the drive shaft too? Gonna have to, unless I don't want any suspension movements. And not only that, that panhard is already sitting on the servo. The new Commodore didn't pass New South Wales. It's because it's not a Commodore. Sorry, mate. I missed. Sorry, let me. I had 3 of the 4 of my lenses crack as I was popping them into the caps. That's caused by the chrome plating on the actual light housing being too thick, or there may be a little tag on the light lens itself, a little plastic tag from when it was taken off the sheet that they come on. So when you, with any light lens, you don't want to push too hard on it. They don't come with a tree mic, because when you buy that kit, they're not on a tree. I don't think they are anyway, if I remember correctly. Essentially, you take your knife, you trim around the outside edge of the light bucket until it'll pop in with a small amount of pressure. Now, I don't mean to sound like a penis, and I'm probably going to, and I apologise if I do. What's happened is obviously there's been that extra chrome lip, I would say, around the edge. If you watch one of my previous streams where I installed the bar on that truck, same thing. I had to trim the chrome plating off because sometimes it's just thicker than others. If you push too hard on it, it's going to break. So that's what's happened. Obviously, it hasn't been to a point where it's going to fit. You give it a bit of a squeeze. They were on a tree, okay. You've got to give it a bit of a squeeze to make it pop in, and it's just going to see ya. If you talk to, I'm not sure where you're from, Arthur, but if you talk to Robert Mazza from crossrc.us, if you're in the States, if you're not, talk to Simon Green from Green's Models. They should be able to get you some replacements. Neil, we have the Grange and the Caprice here. Where do you think Holden pinched Arthur's names from, Neil? From America, baby. Right, so I'm not entirely sure. Let me just. I'm not entirely sure this is going to work. If that's in there. and that's in there. The drive shaft is fully touching each other. It's being dirty. USA. Talk to Robert Mazza. If you go to crossrc.us, shoot him a message on that page. So, was watching the stream. Johnny suggested I chat to you about getting some replacement light lenses for my roof kit, and he'll sort you out. So that drive shaft needs to be shorter. But what I'm noticing too is my panhard's hitting the diff and the servo before I'm even able to bolt my shocks on. That shouldn't be a thing. What am I doing wrong, fellas? I'll check out your previous stream. I have to pre-order a new light bar. But it was great. Yeah, look, watch the stream where I installed the light bar on that truck. Or it was either that truck or which one was it? I thought I put them on two trucks. That one or that one. I'm pretty sure it was that one. Anyway, watch how I do it. You'll see how I trim the stuff out, and I explain through it all. Alright, so I'm changing the... Jay's joined us. Hello, Jay. Thanks for joining, mate. I'm changing the suspension on my truck, which is fine. Except I'm running into a few issues. Because I'm going to have no... That moves fine. But that seems off. The lift kit does not come with drive shafts. Well, the rear one definitely wouldn't fit, Mike. I had to change the rear one out for a different drive shaft I've got here. So... I'm confused as to why. For those links to fit, I'll put one side. I'll see if I can put one side in. It's just as weird. I mean, the link, the panhard's hitting the servo and the diff at the same time. Whilst the diff's sitting down, you can hear that. Well, this is just RC. This is why I like to do stuff on the streams. Which side of the frame is the servo mounted? Same as the factory was, mounted from underneath. I was wondering why the red. They're the factory snap-on ones. I've got replacement ones here, but I mean, as far as I can tell, those bars are no different anyway. Or you mean this? Well, this red. Oh yeah, I changed that out because the factory one wouldn't fit. It's too long, which is dumb. Because I've never noticed, I've never seen anyone say anything about you need to change the drive shafts too. Otherwise, I'd have ordered drive shafts. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I would just cut these. But I mean, if that's the case, that's what I'll do. I won't do it on the stream. I'll do it afterwards. But if that's what I have to do, well, then that's what I'll do. So far as I can tell, I've mounted everything where it's supposed to go. Now this is just RC stuff. I'm not going to hide it when something goes wrong. It's just, that's part of the fun. And if this link doesn't stop dropping out, I'm going to swear. So I wonder if then the servo's supposed to be mounted on the top side when the truck's normal. So I get that one in there. I'll do it up just for shits and giggles. Who's got a standard Bronco in the chat? Because that might be a thing, David. Maybe I have to pop the servo right up in the top of that mount which will be shit. I just looked at the complete kit for the Bronco. Comes with shafts. What clown come up with the idea of a jacked up version? Seriously though, I'm just going to cut these ones. You know I am. I have. Have you got the standard Bronco, Michael? Tell me. Oh, shit here everywhere. Tell me, anyone that's got one of these standard ones, where there's, you can see where the servo's mounted there. Let me refresh the old view there. Come on. You can see where the servo's mounted, it's bolted in on top. Now I bolted it like that because that's how the factory one was in this truck. Is yours like this, or is your servo bolted through from... Is it pushed in this side and then done up? Because that'll give me a decent amount of change. The lift kit box I'm looking at has short, medium, and extra long drive shafts. What a pain in the ass this truck's turned out. No, it's not the truck's fault. Servo's mounted on top. Time to pull the servo out. God, what a pain in the ass. I thought I was actually winning. Right, so that's obviously one of their differences then to make it the high lift. And that's why you can use the same panhard. I'll take that back out. Half shafts. Jacked up version. America! Pretty much. That's what she is, mate. Out you come. So then worst case, all I should have to do, providing the cables still work, if I can make them work, otherwise I'll have to order different cables. The rate this is going, I should have just went and brought a brand new one. Remount the servo and try it. That's what I'm going to do. That's why I'm undoing these bolts now, so I can get to all the servo bolts. Yoink. What a pain in the ass. Come on. Everything's in its own way with this truck. It is. It's in its own way. Right. I don't need that in front of me. I don't need that in front of me right now. I don't need those anymore. Go over there. Get some of this shite out of my way because I'm just getting frustrated myself with too many toys on the bench. Hold that straight, and I should be able to just put it back on straight. Put some 40s on it. Took 40s off it. Speaking of high lifts, you should tell me, Neil, you keep telling me. One day I'll get one. Patience, Neil. Right. The panhard's going to be the way, isn't it? God, that's a terrible design. Said it before, I'll start again. That is a terrible design. You should not have a bolt hidden underneath something like a panhard bar. Then you have to take it out to get to everything. I might as well just rip the whole diff out. What's holding it? There's only one link holding it anyway. So I'll just take it out. I'll get one day, Neil. I think it might have even been the last stream we were talking about them. I was thinking of you, mate. And I said that they're a truck I want to get. It's just not a truck I want to race out and get, if that makes sense. Right, hold that up there, out of the way. How to access the Bronco servo. I'll change that view. I don't know if that... You guys let me know which view you prefer to watch from time to time. The bolt's about 3 times longer than it needs to be. I lucked into mine. Local guy sold it cheap. Best way to buy stuff sometimes. I bought lots of stuff cheaps. Cheap is good. Right. Now, will I be lucky enough? I don't want to open the receiver box if I can help it. Because that's some shit I don't need right now. What did you cry for, Andrew? Oh, dude, I see my crawlers tundras for $400 bucks. I cried. Is that 400? Oh, these Trx4 servo horns don't want to let go. Thank you. Right. Was that 400 US, mate? I wonder if I can pop that. Awesome. Ta-da. Well, how's that going to mount on top of there when it's shaped differently? Don't tell me they're different shapes. Now, show you what I'm talking about. Close-up cam. See the shape of the inside of here? I'm going to do a Google to see if that's supposed to be that way or flipped over. Because I'm sort of thinking maybe to run it how I want to run it now, that needs to be flipped over. Because that'll lift the servo up higher. This is turning into a massive McShambles. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Dear Google. Trx4 servo images. Can't someone take a clear image? Now all I'm seeing is aftermarket stuff. That's not what I want to see. Andrew, lunch at the pub. So for those of you that have the standard Bronco at home, let me know how the servo mount goes if you can. Because apparently everyone on the internet can't take a picture to save themselves. I'm joking. It can't be different. I reckon it's just flipped. I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm thinking it's just flipped, but I want to try and find a picture to sort of prove my thought. But so what's that one in? That's the Defender, which is a normal straight across one. I want to see the Bronco one, please. That's why I searched Bronco. Images. All these photos are a mile away from anything. Mine has flat spots on the bottom. Mike, can you send me a quick message picture just so I can see exactly what you mean? Just to see if it's the same and all that sort of nonsense that this is, because this is turning into a right faff now. Come on, Google. I'm not finding anything useful. That doesn't help me. Picture's way too far away. I can take that bracket out and flip it. No, I can't. Because it's got the panhard on it. So, that wrecks that idea, doesn't it? Because the panhard mount is a part of that brace, which can't be removed. So why won't it? The servo just sits instantly on the diff. There's only one shock mount option. Jane, wife is home now, so I've got to look busy. Check back in later. Hi, sir. Have both sitting here. I'll send pics. All right. Thanks, mate. I've got a feeling that's a different mount to the standard one. If that's the case, Michael sent me pictures, and Micah sent me pictures. It must be different because it drops down. Son of a bitch. Right. I'll show you what I mean, and I reckon that'll hold itself up there. Right, I'll show you what I mean. This is the issue we're having. Okay, rotate this upwards. Try and get some light on the situation. There. See how that whole servo mount, just on the corner here, drops down below the chassis rail? That's different too. Whereas looking at the photos that the boys just sent me, theirs sits... This is really hard. Theirs sits level with the chassis rail. Alright, I'm going to have a look at Adam's pictures too. Whatever. So that's the issue we're having. The servo mount seems different. It is different. What a shit. Adam, yours looks like it's dropping down. Because yours is the high lift one, that's why. What a joke. Well, I've got two options. One, I swear a lot, which I'm probably going to do after the stream finishes. One, I design my own and install that today sometime. Alright, so that's an option, which shouldn't be too difficult. It's only got to hold the panhard, measures out from there to there, bolts through there, that's easy. So I can make my own mount, or what? I can buy one and wait. Stuff like this. Now, I know, obviously, this part and that part and this part and that part is designed so that they can make it jacked up and all that shit. What they should have done, in my opinion, was designed a servo mount that was flippable. So the panhard mount bolted onto the servo mount, and then the panhard bolts to it. Then you could flip it. You know, that sort of thing. Or the panhard mount bolts onto the chassis by itself, so it's a standalone piece. Because now, after assuming I had the correct pieces, and I don't, beep, it's sort of wrecked my plans. Which sucks, but because that's all I can do to get an idea of what it's going to look like. I mean, which is awesome. That'll actually tuck all that shit under there. Set the diff sort of where she's got to go. There we go, fellas, and that's how you install What a joke. What a pain in the ass. And this is why, right? I'm going to do a 2-second... What's in the box? Front servo mount. Screw you, Adam. You and your clever pictures with all the clever details. I do appreciate you guys taking the photos for me and sending them through. Okay, Trx4, Bronco, servo, mount, search. eBay's, guaranteed 3-day delivery. Any of those? None. And this is why it's annoying. My patience level is this long. Okay? I'm not patient. There's one on here. Trx4. Servo mount for the diff lock. No, mate. No. Wrong one. It's the same as the Defender one. Interesting. Because somewhere in this garage of many things, I have a factory Defender mount. Because I changed the one in the Defender. I took the Defender one out. I don't think it's this box. I know there's... I've got little boxes of parts from little trucks, from shit everywhere. I don't think it's this box that they're in. I know there's Trx4 parts in here, but I don't think it's this box. So once I've got my servo mount, magnets off, no worries, mate. There's definitely going to be some trial vids of this thing. Look at it, it's going to look awesome. Looking at this photo on eBay, that looks... I mean, they've got Bronco / Defender. If that's the case, the servo mount's the only thing I need. Because I can cut the drive shaft to make that fit. Probably easier to design, print, and search for a spare. I do have a lot of shit in my garage, Adam, so you could be on something. I'm not going to search for it now because no one wants to say that whilst looking through the box of parts. Like this is the only box I'm going to look in. I know I've got another box of bits of Defender parts from when I put all the Samick stuff on. So I can't see it in there. So what I'm going to have to do is pick that up so I don't lose it. I've done what I can do for now. I'm going to have a bit of a dig. Dave's joined us right at the end of the stream. Happens every time. I'll just print everything now. I'm going to print, so I print it. You know? That's what he does. Jesus. You know, my double servo mount would nearly fit in one of these trucks. I reckon. I'm not gonna design it now. I'll have a look in a minute after I stop the stream. It's lunchtime now, so I'm gonna have some. Nick the Samick's one off the Defender. No, because it's all Samick's, and that's gonna stay like that. So I mean, I'm this far from done with the Samick's truck, in the sense of I've done pretty much everything I can do to it, and I want to get different RCs, and I want to keep getting myself different RCs. I've had the Defender for a while. Love it. It's got every Samick's option on it. But I'm sort of getting to the point where it's like I want to move on to more things. So there's every chance soon the Samick's Defender will come up for sale. The thing's got $1,000 worth of brass under it, titanium links. Geez, what else has it got? There's a lot of money in that truck. It's scary to think about. So at some stage that could possibly, on my back, come up for sale, or maybe we'll do a giveaway wheel with it. The tickets may cost a little bit more than $6 each, but that could be an option. We could have a premium wheel. And it's just so that I can do more things. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just... I've got a habit of not selling cross trucks. and that's just because of how much I love my cross trucks. Love the Defender, not quite as much as I love my cross stuff. So I'd sell the Defender. I won't sell this truck because it's a limited edition. I know that sounds dumb to some people, but it's the only snap-on edition Trx4 I've seen in Australia, so that's something, I guess. There's certain stuff I won't sell. My CC01, my original, I won't sell that. So to make room for new toys and the funds for toys and all those sorts of things, at some stage I'm going to sell some stuff. Bike Breaker Fixers has joined us right at the end of the stream. Happens every time, man. Every time. So it's something like my Camel Truck 2. I'm sort of still on the fence as to whether I'm going to move that one on. And again, that's just so I can keep things fresh for myself as well. I don't want to get stuck with, I've had that Camel for 10 years and drove it twice. You know what I mean? Like, I want to keep the excitement going for me too, because that's part of what I enjoy about the hobby. So yes, I'm going to hunt down the Defender one of these. I know it's here. I know it is. I just can't remember where the box is. I've got a few ideas. I'm going to hunt down that, change it and see if that makes the difference, which means I've got to pull the front bumper out. That should be all. Yeah. Pull the front bumper out, on undo the shock tower, so I can spread the chassis, pull that out. And then hopefully that'll be enough of a change to make it work, because that'll jack the servo up heaps. So I want to drop in at least and hit that like button, guys. Give her a smash. It's much appreciated. Said before, subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to have lots of reviews and stuff turning up. Oh, hopefully that Venture turns up today too. I'm pumped about that as well. I'm excited to unbox that and give it a review and build it. I've never had a Venture, so I'm going to get that. I've had high HPI stuff in the past, but I've not had the Venture, so I'm excited to see what that's like. What else is there? Stuff and things. So there's 2 trucks in the mail, the Venture and the XSO2. We've got that. We're going to be doing some streams this week coming up. Me starting Michael's truck. So far as I can tell, that actually shouldn't take me that long to build. So, I mean, it should take long to build. Then I've got to paint it. But I'm sure, as Michael knows, the weather lately has been nothing shy of shithouse. So I don't know how long until I can paint it, but I'll be able to get the chassis built. So we can all check out what it's like, what it's going to look like, get a rough idea. Has anyone checked out the Bruiser clones? My local shop's got one of them, and it looks exactly like a Tamiya Bruiser. Exactly like it. So much so, it was probably made in the same factory and just put on a different name. That's how much it looks like the same thing. So I think that's going to do us. Because until I find my servo mount, what even am I doing? Until I find my servo mount, there's nothing else I can do. Michael, I'm pumped about the XSO2. I am as well. Given the previous extra speed stuff I've had, which has been brilliant, I'm expecting a lot from this truck, and I've no doubt it's going to be good. So I'm pumped. Can't wait. All right. Thank you very much for watching. It's very much appreciated. I'm going to go and have some lunch, and then I'm going to go and search for the. I'm going to go and search for the Defender's servo mount, so I can put it in this and lift the servo up, and make that work. If I get it working today, there'll be pictures on the Facebook group later. Burton's Custom RC Builds for those that want to join it. Thanks very much for watching. It's very much appreciated. Like, share, subscribe, donate if you want to. Click in the description. We shall see you on the next live stream, which will be tonight. Almost looks like you're trying to get the. Oh. Don't even get me started, Ben. I think it's because the battery plug's hanging outside of the truck. That's probably why. Battery plug hanging outside of the truck stops everything. So in around 7.5 hours, we're going to start a live stream again to give away. I'm not even going to grab it. Give away the Element RC Enduro truck number 1. So feel free to join in. Should be good fun. It'll only be a shorter stream. if I find this piece, I'll get all this ready and show off, and the stream and everything will be. If not, I'll just be here swearing lots and spin the wheel. Alright, thanks for joining everyone. We shall see you in the next BCRC live stream.